Each academic year is divided into 2 semesters, and we have 4 modules in semester 1 and 4 in semester 2. And then in year 2, we have slightly longer modules because there is a dissertation there. So not quite the same number, but perhaps more depth, and there is a dissertation module there. There are 3 modules that I believe are quite new for Singapore, and we've developed specifically in response to Ministry of Education requirements and Nursing Board requirements. That's supportive and palliative care, care pathways for long-term conditions, and they've been developed in response to both the ageing population, which is affecting Singapore as it's affecting many other developed areas, and the third one is mentorship. Mentorship is very much about how, as registered nurses, how you can best support students in practice. How do you assess their practice? What are the best ways that people can learn? How do we create a learning environment for students in the clinical area? Between years 1 and year 2, you have the opportunity to visit the home campus in Manchester. So to come to Manchester for about 4 weeks, to participate in activities that might involve attending lectures with University of Manchester nursing students, meeting up with students, generally having exposure to university life in Manchester, to healthcare in Manchester, and generally, the cultural visit, if you like, cultural aspects of life in Manchester. I should perhaps mention the dissertation module that is in the second year. The dissertation is quite an extensive piece of work that you start within semester 2 of the second year, and it extends throughout. The dissertation will comprise of you choosing a particular subject area relating to clinical practice or nursing education, looking at the theory base in a lot of depth, making a proposal for maybe a change in practice, for example, or how to take practice forward, so practice development, and then actually not only making the proposal but making recommendations in terms of what should actually happen in practice to make this change effective. So it is an extensive piece of work, but an important piece of work in terms of gaining the honours for the degree. There will be 2 weeks of quite intensive theoretical instruction and participation by students, of course, with lecturers flown in by the University of Manchester, and then that will be followed for the duration of the module, which is usually about 8 weeks in total, by seminars, online discussion, supported by adjunct staff at Nanyang. So there will be time in that to complete online learning, complete assignments, and of course quite a lot of independent study is expected of students during this programme. And that is how students will progress through this model with this combination of flying staff and support by local staff, and of course distance, supported to distance from the lecturers in Manchester. But to make sure that we do meet the requirements of BSc Honours in nursing practice, throughout the course, students will be asked to participate in discussions and expected to engage as well in reflections on practice, really thinking about some practice issues that you've been exposed to, think about healthcare in Singapore, how improvements can be made. So reflection on practice issues is an important component throughout the programme. So to sum up really, I think, for both the University of Manchester and for Singapore, this is a really excellent opportunity for nurses in Singapore to participate and undertake a degree programme from a really well recognised university and a particularly well recognised school of nursing within the UK. It's going to give students who do this programme the opportunity to really develop their intellectual and academic skills that will take them anywhere. They will underpin anything and be the foundation for their future career development. And I think importantly, one of the really important things about this programme is that we want to be able, that the nurses who actually undertake it are going to be, we see them very much as the nurse leaders in the future. So yes, you can develop your own career prospects, but it's also about developing nursing within the Singapore context.